I smell the incense lingering through the air, hear the coffee being brewed and roasted nearby, and I sense that there's a lot of beautiful thrift shops nearby. We are in the neighborhood of Kensington Market in Toronto, Canada, the largest city in Canada. Now, Canadians pronounce the second T silent. It's silent. So it's not Toronto for the Canadians, it's Toronto. And today we're going to explore Kensington Market and then venture over to Chinatown for a brief but fun walk around. Join me, I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Now let's explore Kensington Market. So I first have a coffee recommendation. I just came out of Moonbeam Coffee Roasters, which was legit really good coffee. They have a tiny little roaster inside. And Kensington Market, it has grits to it. But after, I'm staying in the downtown area. Last night was my last night. I'm off to Europe next, later tonight. But in the downtown area, it's a bit sterile. It's a bit boring. And when I came on my first day here in Toronto over to Kensington Market, I was immediately charmed because to me, this is like an example of a great neighborhood, except the demon-esque graffiti art right here. It's a great example of a neighborhood, and we'll see why. So here we have a little grocery store. So Kensington Market is about 15-minute drive away from downtown. About 30 minutes by public transportation, 45 minutes walking. So a lot of two-story single-family homes here that the first floors have been converted into businesses. And Toronto has not preserved a lot of its historical architecture, not to the level of, say, New York or Paris. But this is one of the few places where houses here are pretty much almost 100 years old. If I were to take a educated guess, here we are kind of in the vintage store area. And to me, this is a great example of a neighborhood because you have the combination of businesses and residential. And this combination, to me, after visiting so many cities across the world, North America and Europe, I have the world. There's a lot more, but I've done a lot of North America and Europe. I've realized that cities really thrive when there's life on the streets and people are living there as well. So here we have cafes on the first level. This is Fika Cafe. Hello, Melanin. Nice to see you here. Hello, Tamo. I visited Toronto once back in 1996. Yeah, I bet it has changed. It's one of the fastest growing cities in North America. Who wants a tattoo? Let me know. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Riley. Hello, ABX girl. Hello, PowerPoint. Toronto layover was longer than I thought it would be. yeah. It's a very long layover. I'm here mostly as a stopping point. So I'm working with Lufthansa Airlines once again. I'm so honored that they're inviting me to work with them again. So they're sending me over to Europe. You'll find out tomorrow where I'm at because I'll go live. Probably in the late afternoon, evening, European time. I won't let you know. You have to stay tuned to find out what the location will be. But in essence, I have to showcase a flight between Toronto and this European city. And there will be a new place I will show you for at least one day in Europe. And the hint is mountains, and the second hint is this whistled tune. All right. And that's why it's a long layover. The point wasn't really to stay in Toronto. So these are the alleyways of Toronto. It's so fascinating seeing these alleyways. These alleyways, you know, and like if you go to if you see my videos in the Greek islands, you notice that even these alleyways are also utilized for small businesses. But here, these are little alcoves for housing. I love that. Very charming. You know, it's a bit gritty. The houses, some of them are not in the best shape. The roads here are not in the best shape. Lots of street art, lots of graffiti. But I think it has this charm to it that makes it very fun to hang around. To me, this neighborhood feels like a cozier, more homey version of East Village. Susie says, is Shazam still an app? Shazam is indeed still an app. I'm not sure if we'll recognize my whistling. I can whistle, but I'm not an expert whistler. But I think if you have a good ear, you'll know exactly when I'm whistling. Hello, George says it's a glorious morning in Detroit. Oh man, I'm glad to hear that. Or I'm right nearby, just across the water. Mark, nice to see you here. Spotman says, what would you eat today? I already had breakfast. And I'm gonna have a lunch before I take my flight. Let me mute a little bit, there's a music playing. Okay, the cannabis dispensary is playing very loud French rap. Hey Joe, nice to see you here. Hello Ermis, hello Susie. So many of you on these live videos are always asking me about food. Let me know, what type of food do you enjoy me most covering? You know, food sometimes is a bit tricky to cover on live video because it requires me sitting down in a crowded restaurant. Depends on the city, it's not always the easiest thing to do. And then not all cities have like easy cafe spots to just grab and go. Here it does, which is good news. But not every city is created equally. So let me know, what do you enjoy most about food on live videos? Is Toronto just as big as New York? No. The New York metropolitan area has a population of about 20 million people. That includes New Jersey, Westchester, Nassau County, and Long Island, and parts of Connecticut. And that's 20 million. The metropolitan area of Toronto is anywhere between 6.2 to about 6.7 million people. Here's a streetcar. It's so cool that there's a streetcar system here. This is what we need in New York. So the cool thing about streetcars is you would take these otherwise very crowded, heavily trafficked streets and make them more pleasant to hop on and hop off between different neighborhoods by taking light rail. Light rail, I think, has benefits over subway because light rail, you can see where you're going and it's more casual than the subway. You can just on a whim decide to get on the light rail, go a stop or two, and see a new place that you haven't seen before. Here's one of the many condominium buildings being constructed all around the city. And now we're seeing the transition to Chinatown. So that way is Chinatown. I'll show you a little bit more soon. But let's go a little bit more through Kensington Market. We're gonna wrap around through Kensington. Gonna show you a residential street and then we'll go to the main market street. Susie says, just wait 30 years and Toronto will be big as big as New York. That's if New York doesn't grow. New York has a metropolitan population of 20 plus million, but New York's growth is being stunted due to very strict housing regulations, rapidly increasing rents, and the lack of any innovation and update to our public transportation system, unlike the light rail system here in Toronto. So with all that taken into account, if New York doesn't change, New York is not going to grow anymore. The growth is going to be stunted. So I hope New York starts changing, because Toronto can catch up if New York does not change for a good 30 years. And I hope that won't be the case. It'll be very detrimental to the city of New York if they don't update and grow as much as Toronto is. And we would lose out. We would lose out on a lot of business if a city like Toronto grows way bigger than New York. You know, it's not a zero-sum game, so there's room for every city to grow. But we have to realize we can't take our cities for granted. We can't assume that New York will always be the financial center of North America. We can't always assume that New York will be the center of the entertainment industry and filmmaking, or the arts and Broadway and theater, or tech industry. So I think cities constantly have to innovate, constantly have to reassess how they're growing, how much they're growing, should they be growing. And that should be a constant conversation rather than being stuck in this complacency, thinking that you already reached to the top levels of many industries within the city. Quality of life might be pretty good, and you get complacent, and the city ends up dying ultimately. And this has happened over and over in history. Ooh, this is a nice little bar. This is what, you know, I am really charmed specifically by this style of neighborhood, where you have these little bars in these residential streets. I just love them. Shelly says, I need to visit Graffiti Alley. Ooh, I'll check out Graffiti Alley. Thank you so much for the recommendation. A lot of cool street art over here. ABX Girl says, how are Toronto rents? Toronto rents are lower than New York, but still very high for Canadian standards. Looks like a nice area. Wonder what's it like in nighttime. Great question, Kay. At least during a weekday night, it was pretty dead. It started dying down by 7 p.m. I came here 2 days ago. I'm not sure if the weekends are different. So this is not like the East Village in terms of nightlife. But during the day, and I think on the weekend, it'll probably be very packed. Ooh, there's a graffiti alley right over here. Let's check it out. Tamo says, Toronto looks very walkable. Toronto is very walkable. I did not expect this. I thought Toronto was going to be more like Chicago, where it looks walkable, but it isn't, because it's very, very sprawling. But no, Toronto, at least in the center city, is very walkable. It's Graffiti Alley. There's one of the graffiti alleys, at least. Is Ontario less French than Quebec? Adam, really the only French part of Canada is Quebec. I don't think there's another French-speaking part. There might be little pockets but Quebec is the main French-speaking part of Canada, the only French-speaking part of Canada. And most of Canada is English-speaking. But here in Toronto, they do their best in making it bilingual in the street signage. Dwayne says the comedian Rick Mercer went here on this TV show. Hey, have you been to Toronto Union Station? Asked Adam. Yes. Yes, so I took a train from the airport to Toronto Union Station. And it was seamless, easy. Just took a little bit. It was a slow train. Otherwise, I do recommend it. And Toronto Union Station is very pretty. Very, very pretty. I did not expect that either. I was expecting more of a plain train station. Joe says, not really graffiti. There is graffiti here. So this is street art. This would be graffiti. Street art. This graffiti. That purely is graffiti. That is also all graffiti. Street art is a mural. Graffiti is more tagging, writing. A name, alias, some type of message, or some type of symbol. Dwayne says there are still large French-Canadian communities in New Brunswick and parts of Ontario and Alberta. Oh, thank you for letting us know. Shelley says up in North Kirkland Lake has quite a lot of French-speaking people. Interesting. Oh, so French-speaking people are a bit more widespread than I imagined. Thank you for letting us know. So here's a park. Fortunately, the park seems to be occupied by a lot of homeless people at the moment. Ida says, such a lovely, colorful city. It is indeed. Now, this is why I want to figure out from an urbanism perspective. Why is this very beautiful, well, at least in my opinion, kind of beautiful in the gritty way, neighborhood with a lot of businesses, with French porches, why is it empty during the daytime as opposed to, say, a random neighborhood in Paris, where it's usually full during the daytime, or Rome as well, or now New York. So are many people in Toronto still working 9-to-5 office jobs as opposed to these other cities? Or lunch breaks really short? Let me know. Susie says it's too hot. Yeah, it's pretty good weather. Wow, I was trying to find unique postcards, and that's the place. Armchair says Winnipeg also has a French area. Wow. Even in Winnipeg. Marianne says, love this tour. I'm so happy you are loving this tour, Marianne. Lots of cool stuff here. Yeah. Italian restaurant. We got Portuguese cuisine. Toronto's one of the most diverse cities in the entire world. They have claimed to be the most diverse city. A few publications say they are, that they beat New York. But it's definitely in the top 3 most diverse cities in the world, along with New York and probably London as well. And you can see that just walking around. Taquerias, Portuguese, Thai, Turkish. We really have food from all around the world here. Irene says, I think I know where you are going. My favorite places in the world. Hey, Irene. Oh, I think that you think the right thing. Think. Marianne says, I would love a Toronto postcard. Oh, you would, Marianne? Okay. Well, if you want a postcard, become a mega urbanist. You can become a mega urbanist anytime you want. You don't need to be recurring mega urbanist. Just let me know if you rejoined as a mega urbanist. Send me a message, and I'll be happy to send a postcard. Ali sent a $7.99 8 SAR super chat. Not sure what SAR is, but thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ali. Let me know what currency that is. Let me know where you're tuning in from.
Yeah. Yes, you were telling me what you were doing.
Wow. Ida says, what part of Toronto is this? It's in the title. It's called Kensington Market. Here we're at Golden Patty. Ooh. Ida says, it looks so intriguing and out of time. Yeah. It's Toronto, many parts could look really modern due to how the city is growing so fast. But here, you definitely have this kind of older world appeal to it. You know, you'll be hard-pressed to find neighborhoods just like this in New York. There are elements that are similar, like it's similar to East Village and the amount of businesses and things to shop and do. But it definitely has its own character. Hey, Raynette says, we miss getting postcards. Can't wait to start getting them again. Yes, postcards will be sent again in July. There may have been 2 or 3 months that we're missing, but you'll be getting postcards once again. So stay tuned. And I did send postcards to you, Mater and Nader. I forgot the location. I think I sent the Chicago postcard. Tamo says, SAR is Saudi Arabian Riyal. Ooh, wow. Ali, thank you so much. Salam alaikum for tuning in. Sorry, shukran for tuning in and giving a super chat. Thank you so much. Ooh, Rasta pasta. Hey. What's your favorite Chinese dish, says James? My favorite Chinese American dish is General Tso's chicken. I'm not too familiar with Chinese cuisine. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Chinese cuisine. I gotta learn more about Chinese cuisine. Alright, I'm treading back because this is where I started. Hey, George says, this is a hip area like San Francisco, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Savannah, Georgia. Yep. I haven't been to those places yet. I've seen a similar neighborhood like this in Boston, I think it was. Hey, Glennie says coffee around the corner at Jimmy's Coffee is really good. Oh, thank you so much for the recommendation. I ended up having coffee earlier, so not in the mood for coffee at the moment. Hey, Ron says you should go south of Spadina. Spadina? Not sure how to pronounce it. Spadina, which is in Chinatown. Maybe. Adam says, I like these streets. Yeah, there's a cool flavor to it. Lou says, I have not seen a Chinese restaurant so far. It's because we're still in Kensington Market, not Chinatown yet. Adam says, is poutine everywhere? Poutine! I haven't seen it advertised too much. Thomas says, I'm in doubt. It's a nice, but quite torn down, not really busy. This is just a fact of many cities around Europe and North America, is the areas where you'll find cool little shops, great food, especially street food, and then usually great coffee, are in neighborhoods that look like this. And this is the case in the most beautiful, pristine European cities like Copenhagen. You go to Christiania in Copenhagen, kind of looks like this. You go to like Tallinn in Estonia. It's a beautiful city, very Middle Ages. But to go to the hip area, kind of looks like this. So it's the case with a lot of cities across the world. Little cafe right over here. Looks nice. Susie says gyro alert. There is gyros here, gyros. It's a pizzeria as well. Pizzeria de Mario. Fudd says, how far is Drake's house? Oh, I don't know. Ron says, this is more lively at night. I came here 2 days ago and it was dead by 7 p.m. That might be different on Friday and Saturday. But at least during the weekday, it's pretty quiet at night. This is a great juice bar. Had an amazing juice here the other day. Glennie says a cool vintage store coming up on your left called Bungalow. Ah, cool. Thank you for the recommendation. Adam says, I've been to Lake Ontario. No, not yet. Vegan and gluten-free bakery. Fascinating. Liver says, when is the NHL season? Oh, I don't know. Wintertime, I assume. Ooh, Bungalow. Great recommendation by Glennie. George says, I doubt you'll find postcards here. Yeah, we just literally bumped into a print shop that had beautiful postcards. So when it comes to finding postcards, in a neighborhood like this, it's kind of young and hip, you'll find sometimes print shops or shops that are specialized in arts, and you will find a good postcard. For sure. This has happened to me in many other cities. Like Copenhagen, as I mentioned, Christiania, like Seattle. So yes. Postcards, of course, are becoming a rarity. There's not that many tourist shops in the main downtown area. But here, sometimes you'll find interesting souvenirs. Ooh, someone made a mural of a mocha. Alonso Mocha, I think is his full name. One of my favorite artists, Art Nouveau artist. This is a beautiful mural. Wow, I like that. All right, so who wants some medicinal mushrooms? Let me know. Look for the pink door. Let me know if you want me to try some medicinal mushrooms live on video. Full experience. I'll take, as they say, heroic doses. And here's the pink door, right here. I can just go through that door, get myself some medicinal mushrooms, have a good day. Ideally in the park. Joe says, what time is my flight? Later tonight. Still got time. Shelly says, Center Island is also very nice. Ooh, cool. Good to know. Ooh. Is this a pie shop? Oh my god. Delaney says, Kid Icarus has great postcards. Ooh, thank you. And he says, don't be shy to try some gummies. It's all legal. Oh, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Glock Scott says, Canadian cities versus American. This does not feel as American, though it also doesn't feel that European. It's kind of Canadian. Toronto and also Montreal kind of feel in between. You still have like these wide streets, lots of car infrastructure, lots of parking, lots of on-street side parking as well, but you also have public transportation. You have a lot of outdoor seating, and you have a lot of mixed-use buildings. You have a little bit more mixed-use buildings than New York, especially than other American cities. Yeah, it's kind of like in between. I would say it veers a little bit more towards American. So it veers more towards these American cities that are a bit more walkable, like Boston, like Chicago, like Philadelphia. So it definitely has more of that vibe than it does a European city. And that's from my experience of Quebec City, Montreal, and now Toronto. Thomas says Quebec City does feel very European. Yeah, I can imagine with the very old architecture, for sure. Oh, look at this sign, Kensington. Wow. All right.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Hey, Ron says that Ken Continuum, who's a Toronto live streamer, is on the chat as well. Hey, Ken. That's cool. There's more Toronto live streamers. Shout out to Lizzo as well, who has been tuning in. Alex says I should head the other way into Little Italy. Alright, vote now. Should I go to Chinatown or Little Italy? Is Little Italy fun to see? Does it still have a ton of businesses? Check out Chinatown. And then what street is this? I think it's called College Street. Yeah, College Street right now. Alex says there's a lot of great restaurants. I can see that. Yeah, it's beautiful. Ron says, have you tried the streetcar? No, not yet. But I want to. But I haven't found the time yet. Alex recommends the California sandwiches in Little Italy. Are they hot sandwiches or are they cold sandwiches? Let me know. Ooh. All right, here we are. So what is this building? It's so beautiful. George says, it's amazing how much area you cover in such a small amount of time. You're always moving, but not too rushed. Wow. Yeah, you know, it's because I have these 5'2" legs that really make me efficient in walking. Beauty of being a very, very tall 5'2". And then, yeah, the important thing is not to be too rushed. Well, also the important thing is not go too slow either. I love seeing the vibes of the city. All right, so here we see in the distance the CN Tower. Look at that. This is a cool view of the CN Tower. I really dig this. Alex says, I used to be a concierge in Toronto for many years. Ooh, interesting. All right, that's good to hear. I'm glad that Little Italy has some restaurants in it. Let me know, is it a walkable area? Is there things to do like Kensington and Chinatown? Dwayne says, photograph it. I only have my one phone with me. I only have my one phone with me. I should have brought a backup phone, actually. Yeah, I only have my one phone with me. Alex says, you're going to Chinatown. Indeed I am. The people have voted. Chinatown it is. All right, who wants some Szechuan? Alex asks, have I visited Queen's Park? No, I've been here very, very, very short time. It's a very, very long layover. It's a 2-day layover. It was supposed to be only 1-day layover, but there was a flight delay. So it's a 2-day layover here in Toronto. Haven't had too much time to do everything. You know, when you're traveling, you don't need to rush yourself to do everything. There is no need. Take it slow, be chill about it, because ultimately the best memories that you're going to have for a very long time are the moments where you were truly in the moment, truly there, present, enjoying yourself. If you're rushing, if you're all hectic, you're not going to remember the trip as pristinely as you would if you take it slow and easy, despite having a short amount of time. It means that yes, you would have to sacrifice. You won't be able to see everything. You know, people might ask you, oh, you didn't go to this place? Like here in Toronto, people are gonna say, oh, you didn't go to the CN Tower? Oh my God, you missed out. You know, fret not, don't pay attention. to those statements, yeah, I missed out on the CN Tower, but at least I got to walk Kensington Market in Chinatown, and I'm vastly enjoying that. It's something I will remember. So when you're traveling, don't be rushed. Take it easy, step by step. Alex recommends mother dumplings. Ooh, all right. Some of the best restaurants and the little hole-in-wall places with great food and inexpensive. Action Kid ate his way through the city. Ah, interesting. Ooh, all right. Who wants some mush? You know, I might eat my way through the city. I might eat my way through the city. I'm not sure if I'll have too much appetite once I start eating my way through the city. I might need to lay in grass, but I'll eat my way through the city indeed. Hey, a Krispy Kreme cafe. Look at that. Food DS says, what are your thoughts on Tim Hortons? I have not tried it yet. I am slightly tempted to try Tim Hortons, but no, I haven't tried it yet. But I'm not too intrigued either because it's basically like Dunkin' Donuts. Fast food coffee. It has a worse reputation than Dunkin'. And yeah, I'm not too intrigued.
You're hesitating.
Shaky Dave says, enjoying your Toronto explorations. How's the weather? The weather is amazing. Very nice and chill, light breeze, cool breeze. Not too humid, luckily. Yeah, because in New York it was extremely muggy. Not so pleasant to walk around. DS says, I'm having some sound issues with my mic. Really? How's it sounding like? Ken says, unfortunately, the streetcars are out of service here in Spadina Avenue. Oh no, that's a shame. Shaky says, we hear the wind. Yeah, I'm going mic-less today, so you can hear more of the ambient sound. It's always a trade-off. If I am using a microphone, external microphone, for anyone who is not really familiar with the tech. If I'm using an external microphone, you hear more me than you hear the environment. If I don't use an external microphone, you hear more of the environment. It's a trade-off, but there might be. It's sensitive to wind. More construction over here. Lots of high-rise construction all around. Did it rain last night, says Lawrence. I don't think so. But I was asleep, so I don't know. here we have the Wong Association of Ontario. The Wong Association of Ontario traces its origins to one of the oldest Chinese family associations in Canada, the Wong Kung Har Tong. Oh, these are one of the tongs of Toronto. Established in 1912, it was originally located in Toronto's first Chinatown, which is the present-day Bay and Dundas Streets. Family associations were important to the early lives of Chinese immigration. During the years of the Chinese Immigration Act, Chinese immigration was barred by the Canadian government. Oh, just like the US. Oh, that's fascinating. And the membership of the Tong decreased. The two groups purchased a building for joint use in 1952. In 2011, the Wong Kung Har Wung Sun Association became the first Chinese-Canadian family association to receive a coat of arms from the Canadian Heraldic Authority. Ah, fascinating. So they painted the Tongs rather positively. The Tongs both did community service, but also they were involved in illegal businesses like gambling. I'm not sure, 100% sure here in Canada, but that was the case in the US. Like gambling, like sports betting, which is also gambling. Prostitution as well, and drugs. So it's very funny reading that sign and painting them so positively. I assume there was some positive parts, but it's like saying the mafia, oh, the mafia did so much good for the community. They really improved the Italian-American identity. It's more complicated than that. Alright, who wants some cantaloupe and herbs? JHS says when I use the external mic, it's mono sound. Yes, indeed. Mono on the external mic. Stereo on the internal mic, yeah. So there we go. Here we have Chinatown. Hey, this looks like so much fun. Hey, Allenbaugh says I passed by the old burlesque theater. Was it this building right over here? Kind of looks like it, for sure. Place there's a lot of graffiti in Toronto. Yeah, a lot of graffiti in Toronto. Kay says I don't see anyone selling knockoffs. Me neither. Kind of surprised. Maybe that's more of an American Chinatown type of thing. Rome Chinatown also has a lot of knockoffs. Dwayne says Toronto also has a sizable Slavic community. Ah, interesting. Here's a little mall, the Dragon City Mall. Let's see how it is. Okay, so that was a walk through Kensington Market first, and then Chinatown. They're right next to each other. We're back at the Kensington Market side. We can make one more stop. There's a place up here to be open. A few of you have already recommended it. Lizzo, Alex, a few others. Shall we try some very cheap street food here in Toronto? A place called Juicy Dumplings. Toronto must try. $3.99, 6 pieces of beef meatballs. Let me know. What else should I get? Let's feast, ladies and gentlemen, for our final stop on this tour. We had a good hour walk. We saw a lot of cool things, and I'm definitely gonna get a pork steam bun for sure. Pan fried juicy pork buns. That's good. Octopus bites. Ooh. Yeah, sure. I'd like a pork soup dumplings, please. The S1, yeah. And also a pork the juicy buns. Yeah. And also octopus bites. Yeah. Sure. And then
Any drink?
yes. I'll have sparkling water. Oh. I'll have sparkling water.
Okay, sure. Only for here or the dog?
For here. Thank you. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Alright, the line next to me got very long, so I have no idea what I ordered. I just blurted out things. I got soup dumplings. I got juicy pork buns. I got octopus bites. And I got a bottle of water here at Juicy Dumplings. And the total was $21.30 Canadian. $21.30 Canadian. which I would assume maybe is like $17 American, so 21 Canadian. So not too bad for a lot of food. Way more than I would eat right now, but let's taste test and see how the food here is in Toronto. Why no beef balls? I don't know. I couldn't choose everything on the menu. There's some limits. Andy Wood says, "Oh, that's a lot. Hope you're hungry." I am. I am very hungry. I'll show you these. Ask me any questions you would like. Shaky Dave says, "Oh my god, he's getting octopus bites." And Alex says, "No, try mother dumplings." You know, sometimes you just gotta go to the place that calls to you first without thinking about it too much. But thank you for the recommendations. There's definitely a lot of places here in Toronto. Lizzo says, "Wonton Hut on Queen Street is my go-to for a good wonton noodle soup." And Ron says, "Enjoy masticating on those balls." Indeed, yes, public mastication will indeed take place. There's so much to cover in Toronto. I live 40 minutes away, and I still find new areas and food to try. Yeah, I feel that. I know what you're talking about. Are there any other Canadian cities that you like to visit in the future? I'd like to go back to Quebec City. To me, it's the most European city so far in North America. And Vancouver at some point, because I love snowy mountains. I'd love to see snowy mountains in the distance, which I think you can in Vancouver. And I'm curious about Winnipeg. DSS, you said layover. Are you on your way for another adventure? Yes. I'm working with Lufthansa, and they want me to fly a specific plane, which at the moment is going from Toronto to Europe. You'll see, find out where I'm going. You'll see at least one new location one day. It's gonna be a fun city. I can't wait to explore the city on live video. And yeah, that's why I'm in Toronto, because this specific plane only flies from Toronto to this European city. Dia says, "Any update on the coffee documentary?" It's coming. It's coming. We're nearly finishing it at the moment. We're finishing the main edit, and then we got to do color, and it'll be ready to come out. So first week of August, second week of August, and I'll announce the premiere date, and there'll be a red carpet beforehand. Lizzo says, "I would enjoy Kingston, Ontario." Interesting, okay. Michelle, nice to see you here. Now it's gotten very packed. Go Ottawa. I went to Ottawa as well. I wasn't too impressed. Ottawa's not really that walkable, but there's a few pretty buildings in Ottawa, but I wasn't too impressed. Alex says, "You should go to the Rec Room by the CN Tower. Fun place. It's like a giant arcade with food and beer." Andy says, "Is this European city a secret?" Yes, you gotta stay tuned. I don't reveal where I'm going. You just gotta stay tuned. But stay tuned tomorrow. tomorrow evening, European time. I won't tell you exactly what European time zone, but it'll be European time, so you can guesstimate what the evening time is. Will there be a teaser trailer for the documentary? Yes. We have to start doing that now, so stay tuned. Lenny says, what coffee shops have you been in Toronto? I've been in Toronto. I just came one from called Red Moon. Really, really good. Red Moon. I just had that right now before starting the live stream here in Kensington Market. I have a place called Fahrenheit. Here back. Let me grab my food. Hi, thank you so much. Alright, here's the spread. Oh my god. This is like fast food. This is cool. I haven't had fast food Chinese in a while. Alright, so really fast food. Sometimes it's nice to try a little bit of fast food when you want to go, not too hungry, don't want to spend too much money on a restaurant. This is awesome. So, huge setup. We got the juicy pork fried dumplings. We got the octopus balls. Yeah, octopuses, you know, they have very big ones. You just gotta go underneath the tentacles. That's where you'll find these balls. And then here we have the soup dumplings. Alex, yeah, I visited Graffiti Alley earlier. Thank you so much for a recommendation. All right, I'm hyped for this. Let's try it out. Let's see. Who else loves octopus balls? Let me know. Octopus balls is like the best thing ever in my opinion. I cannot get enough of a good octopus ball. Octopus balls should come in 8s. They should come in 8s. But we are in a fast food place after all. Really good solid octopus ball. It has that kind of fast food taste for sure. A nice hunk of octopus. Look at that. Nice hunk of octopus. I did this. Yeah. Maybe with some duck sauce. I love this. Alright. Next up, the pork juicy dumpling. Ooh, I'm excited for this one. Look at that. Alright, let's see how this is. Oh my god, it squirted all over my face. This is indeed juicy. Indeed has pork. It's filled with like a pork meatball inside. That is really good. That's a solid dumpling. Oh wow, I really love that one. The crunchiness of the dough itself, because it's fried. The pork has this nice like kind of herbaceous kick to it. Oh, that's really good. I think that'll only get better with some duck sauce on it. juicy pork butt. So I'm not sure if the soup dumpling will live up to it. And Angel says, your hair looks great. Hey, Angel, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I have to say goodbye to my luscious black locks. I am indeed aging. You know, it's been a few centuries, and finally, the gray hair is coming. I'm not sure if I'll even have gray. It might go straight to white. We'll see. Time will tell whether I will be more like Magneto or more like Santa. We'll see. I'm glad you like it. Here's the soup dumpling. This is gonna squirt too. Wow, that's a great soup dumpling. Oh my god. For like a very cheap fast food place, this is good quality. Really good. Wow. Nice balance. Has broth. It's not too hot, so you know it's like a quick and go place. So it's nice that you don't need to fear burning your mouth off by soup dumpling. Oh, really good. It's amazing. Oh yeah. So he says try just for men. Oh no. I'm embracing my my grays, my Silver Fox era, and then maybe Santa Claus era. But Santa Claus era, I think, could wait a little bit. I'm embracing my Silver Fox era. Highly recommend juicy dumplings. I bet there's other higher quality dumpling shops. It's probably more authentic dumpling shops here, authentic to China from China. But for a fast food dumpling, this is really delectable. Really, really good. Joe says, great shows that you lived. I lived a lot. Oh yeah, another fellow Silver Fox out there. Indeed. Cheap good food, says Shaky Dave. Yep, cheap good food. I'm in my 20s, I have a lot of gray hair, says Boxcom. Ooh, you too? Shaky Dave says your face says oh. Michael says love your camp color shirts. Currently my favorite shirt that you wear when it's really hot. Yep, this is a camp color linen shirt from Todd Snyder, made with Irish linen. A linen factory called McNulty. Really good shirt. I'm in love with this shirt personally as well. Wow. So this, I'm not sure if I'll have time for another Toronto live stream. If I don't, my first impression of the city is I want to come back here at some point. There's not too many big sights to see, so I have to come back for the CN Tower. But other than that, maybe the islands. But there's not that many big sights. The castle, maybe. But when it comes to the city itself and the vibes and walking around and enjoying the restaurants and the food and the coffee and people here, they're coming from all around the world. And Toronto, unlike New York, has a bit more niceness. This is a really great city. It's not something that would stick out as being super touristy, like some of the bigger European cities, some of like the bigger American cities like Boston or Philadelphia or New York or DC, Washington DC as well. But has a charm to it that I think makes it really well visiting. And if you combine it with a New York, or if you combine it with the Boston, or you combine it with the Montreal, I think you'll have an excellent trip here in this part of the world. And it's nice to see kind of the Midwestern version of Canada here as well. And and the culture. So I really enjoy it. Highly recommend coming to Toronto if you want to enjoy a really multicultural city, one of the few ones in the world where you literally see people from all around the world here. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Juicy Dumplings. We went from Kensington Market to Chinatown for an hour walk. A lot more here to explore, a lot more here to do. Stay tuned. Friday evening, European time, I'll be back for a live stream from a beautiful city in Europe, one that I've been to before, but on Saturday, you'll be seeing a city that I haven't shown before, and I'm super excited. The hint is Snowy Mountains, and the song... I'll give you the little hint. You can go back and listen to the more fuller version. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome, and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Gonna definitely enjoy the rest of this. Bye-bye.